Welcome back. Gaijin actually just dropped some changes. They dropped a roadmap as well as some revision to the economy, and I know that people ask me for my opinion all the time, and normally I say, nah, it doesn't really matter. My opinion is worth as much as the next guy's. But this time it's actually a pretty major event. There is a lot here to digest. And I thought to myself, I like rambling. I had nothing to do today and it's way too hot to do anything else but sit here on my ass. So I decided to actually cave for once and see if you guys like me rambling for probably an hour. I'm gonna try to keep it short, but I say that every video. And then we sit here for 4 days straight. Let's start a look with the changes to Silver Lines mechanic. So we have the improved balance right here. This basically looks like just economy changes, just some changes in the repair costs, and this is the way they are going to, well, produce those repair costs. A calculation is going to be different. We're going to see how that pans out, because we know that they aren't the best in quantifying performance of aircraft and tanks, looking at the battle ratings. So we'll have to see if this is gonna work out the way they say right here. It sounds good, but we'll have to see when it actually comes out. This right here is pretty great. Basically means that if you die with premium, you will never lose SL. So say your repair cost is 20,000, you get 15,000 worth of SL in that game, but you died. Then you are gonna be minus 5,000 SL, but because you have premium, you're gonna be on 0. So at worst, you will break even. And I think this is a much better system. Instead of punishing the free-to-play players, you will reward the people that actually pay. People say that you should be able to play it completely free-to-play. I agree, but at the same time, Gaijin is still a company and they still need to make money. You can make money if you are free-to-play. It's just going to be a little bit harder, but I hope that with the changes to the economy that you see right here, that this is going to be less of an issue and you should be able to make some SL basically every match. Adding backups to premiums, doesn't really matter to me. Dynamic repair cost reduction. This is the one thing I don't really agree with. This basically means that the shorter you live, the less you pay. At least that's how I interpret it. The issue here is that people are going to try to suicide as quickly as they can to get some score, die to minimize the repair cost and go into the next match. And I'm afraid that it will just turn into this massive head-on fest that is basically already happening every game. Not really a fan of that, but at the same time, if you get some bomber or some guy running forever that's trying to delay the inevitable, basically, he's going to be punished for trying to run away. So that is great, but at the same time, that's much less of an issue opposed to people killing themselves as quickly as they can because they know they will get a bigger reward. So this one is a little bit two-sided for me, a bit of a double-edged sword, but punishing the people that try to run away to just delay the inevitable, I'm completely with it. Completely fine with that. This one is great. Basically means that if you don't capture a point completely, if it does get captured, you still get assisted for it, essentially. I like the way Battlefield used to do it, where you would get points for just sitting in the cap circle. So basically every 10 or so % you'll get some points, and then you'll get the bonus if you actually complete the entire thing. But this is definitely a step in the right direction. I hope they improve this a little bit. But hey, maybe the assist right here is quite massive, and then of course the points for just sitting in it don't really matter that much. But at the same time, if you capture something 99% and then you die, there's no one in there to finish it, you basically accomplish nothing. So should you really get rewarded for that? I'm not entirely sure. But hey, that's a topic for another time. This right here is great. If you get team killed, you don't have to pay. And then we have detailed calculation. It's also on the bottom of somewhere in here. It's this one as well. Sounds great, but we'll have to see what it actually entails. If it gives more clarity on how you get the rewards, completely with it. Sounds fantastic. And then we have research points and progression. This right here sounds like they are just gonna bracket stuff in. Less shit to go through, less planes, less tanks to grind. And you can go through them quicker. And then it also sounds like when you do try to research them, you will research them twice as quick. So hey, W's all around. Reduction of research and purchase cost of rank 6 and 7 aircraft. Very much appreciated because they are hella expensive right now. And in this right here, something I'm very much with. Skill bonuses, essentially, the more you kill in a single game, the more points you get. Always great to see. Detailed calculation, again, same stuff. Another one here that's actually pretty great. It won't be here anytime soon, But resource bonuses right here basically means that if you have tier 8 in a singular nation, then if you grind the other nation, say you are flying the F-14 or the F-16 in America, you decide, hey, I want to fly some Russia, you're going to get bonuses here to actually research. Now, I'm not sure if these are the 15% that you will find in the research bonus thing. So you have 600% and then you get 615% with the bonus, or if it's actually a flat out 15% bonus. Time will tell, but hey, more RP is never a bad thing. Revision of naval progression, can't really talk about this because I just have no idea about how naval is right now. And then right here we have a pretty major one, auto progression, FPE for ground units. You only get 1, but at least it means that, hey, at least you're not gonna be dead the second you get set on fire. FPE right here, I'm not even sure how FPE works in naval, so I'm just gonna gloss over this. Someone will definitely tell you in the comments. And then we have parts here. These will not be able to repair everything, but if it's the mobility stuff, you know what that means. You can actually drive to a cap circle to repair completely. So now if you get crit a little bit, you're not completely dead in the water. Now you actually are going to be able to somewhat control your vehicle. This right here is absolutely massive. Standard countermeasures, because right now when you are flying a plane that needs to unlock the countermeasures, especially in rank 7 and 8, and some rank 6s as well, but 7 and 8 is most prominent, you are going to be facing Magic 2s, AIM-9Ls, R60Ms, the upcoming Python 3 for example. Without flares, you are completely done. Against the SRH and the active radar missiles, you can defeat them without countermeasures to some degree. IR missiles, if you don't have countermeasures, you better hope there's a guy flying behind you actually flaring for you, and otherwise you are going to be eating shit. So this is an absolute fantastic change. This has been a long time coming. But hey, better late than never. Mission points, rewards. I mean, always great. More points is always good. Helicopter research, I have no idea about. Addition to the limited list of battle tasks. I have no clue. I don't really care about these. This seems all fine. Oh, daily rewards in War Thunder Mobile. They're just trying to bribe you into buying that game or installing that game, I guess. Matchmaking, the first one here, I'm very much a fan of. This basically means that you don't get any night maps anymore. I hope it also entails dusk and dawn maps, because they have the nighttime spotting as well. Time will tell, but as of right now, I hope it's going to include all 3 of these settings. And if you don't have night vision in tanks, it's going to be absolutely ruining you. And in planes, the spotting is just absolutely dreadful. It's basically unplayable. It turns into a passive simulator, because if you engage anyone, you get spotted. And then the other 16 enemies basically get a light beacon on the map saying, go kill this guy, because he's the only guy that you're seeing right now. Not a fan of that one. But hey, at least with this, I hope that's going to be an issue of the future and not an issue of today. Changing the matchmaker settings for high rank battles in order to collect more complete battles. Thank you. Thank you very much. Longer queues for better games. I'm completely with any time of the day. Display of BR ranges in the map filter. Fucking thank you. It's about time. Revision of the set maps available to Pistonen. Oh man. No more, I hope at least, no more enduring confrontation to Spain in my Heinkel 100 for example. Or God forbid you're flying a biplane or something. And then the balance of... Okay, this is tanks. So sounds good. Someone is going to be cheering about that, yippee or something. But I just have no idea what this entails. Then we have locations and missions. Strike UAV to higher BR. Thank you. I'm not a big ground player, but being able to spawn a UAV and just rain a missile down directly on the guy that just killed you. I know revenge bombing in planes and helis is already pretty bad, but UAVs made it 6 times worse. So this being less of an issue in basically an entire BR range sounds great. Hydroplanes, I mean, great I guess. I'm not really too fussed about this one with the 6 hydroplanes that are in the game. Reduction of effectiveness of AI anti-aircraft guns located on fields and convoys. God bless Gaijin, I hope I don't take this the wrong way. This is one of those things that just makes me say God is actually real. Nothing against it if you are a believer, but man, it's about time. Special winter trees of winter versions of locations. Oh, okay, I was thinking about trees, but this is about locations, so it makes sense. So special trees, probably looking at pine trees and stuff like that. Christmas trees. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this means. Probably means that they don't despawn when you shoot them down. So I paused it. I tried to read through these. Sounds like they're just trying to change the outskirts of the map to promote a different kind of gameplay. I can't really comment on this because I know the names of the map, but that's basically where it ends. I don't really know the spots. I don't really know the routes that people take. So I can't really talk about this too much. But it sounds like they're trying to make it so that there is less power positions where one guy can basically control the entire map, which sounds great. But at the same time, there is a bit of a learning curve to just learning the map. So I think it needs to be also rewarded. But at the same time, they need to be not too powerful. If that makes any sense. So I can't really talk about these five. But idea sounds good, I guess. Then we have some gameplay stuff. So this basically sounds like a new refinement for heat rounds. We'll have to again see. Refinement doesn't always mean that it's going to be better. At least means that it's going to be fine-tuned. It might be better in the future. But just like with the real shader that we have right now, they also call that refinement. And look at the state of guns in the game right now. It's basically unplayable. So I'm gonna hold my horses basically for this. But sounds good, I guess. Improved indication for spawn points, so now you're actually going to be spotted if you are the guy shooting into the spawn. But for the people that are shooting into the spawn, they also have a little bit of a better idea what's going on. Now you see that it's not a ghost shell, and they do actually have spawn protection, and the area should be a little bit better indicated, so you know exactly where not and where to go. This right here is absolutely huge. So now if your commander gets taken down, or your gunner gets taken down, you don't instantly get the ability to hunter kill them. You actually have a little bit of a delay. So right now, if you kill someone's gunner, the commander will instantly take over, and there is basically zero downtime, essentially not punishing the guy for getting shot in the head. I think this is good. I think the hunter killer is a great system, but the commander in real life, yes, I'm going to pull the real life card for once, is not going to be able to operate the turret within 0.1 of a second. So I think this is great. It will penalize you for getting shot, and it will not be basically a useless hit other than a long time deficit for the guy's crew compartment. Sure, it will hinder you to have less crew in your tank, but for that one engagement, it basically means you get a free hit, and I don't think that is right. This right here, I'm actually kind of fond of the ability to accept an apology. So if I team kill you, I press T, I say I'm sorry or whatever, and then you can actually accept the apology if it's actually on accident and you're not gonna get kicked. You probably still have to pay the repair costs, unfortunately, but that just don't team kill. It's really that easy. Destruction of 3D decoration. So now boosted up tanks will actually be able to get their bushes shot off, which sounds pretty great. And it's of course somewhat realistic. Well, it's actually pretty realistic because bushes aren't made of titanium. This right here, I mean, they've said this about 20 times already. Reworking the netcode essentially. So ghost shells, missiles not doing damage when they hit. Turrets facing into the wrong direction. Everything that kind of comes down to the server. They have said this multiple times. It hasn't been changed. So I like that they're focusing on it, and they should. But are they actually going to fix it? I mean, time will tell. Refinement for landscape collision. I mean, sure. Oh, this means that the turret won't clip into the ground. That's fantastic. You can flip people over a little bit easier. And then this one here sounds pretty nice. We have improved target hit alert. This one, I'm not entirely sure what it means, but when I read this, it sounds like if helicopters get shot down, they're not just going to fly over your team and shoot everything with S-13s and kill half your team in like 5 seconds. It sounds like they're just going to block the control so it can't kill everything. I'm not too sure what this means, but if it screws over helicopters, I'm all in for it. I really couldn't be bothered by buffing these things at all. I would like to see more about anti-air, but the fact that they are curbing the stuff in the middle of the map is already a great step in the right direction. And I mean, this never goes wrong, making it easier to report hate speech. And then here at the bottom there is the changes we just talked about, but in a nice little graphic. If you want to see the graphic as well as read the more in-depth kind of thing that you have right here, this is more my way of explaining it when I'm trying to do a quote-unquote short video and I turn out to be rambling for 2 hours straight. Then go ahead and read the second link. You can also leave some comment here, some feedback. Of course it doesn't work, how convenient. Let's look at the other one. I hope it's gonna be up by the time I publish this video. There should be another link down here. Okay, this one actually does work. That's fantastic. Yeah, there's one thing though. If we go over here and type in sorry or apologize, apologize. Yeah, there's only one type of apologizing in this entire thread. And it's the same for this one. It's about the apology mechanic. Now, Gaijin isn't really saying sorry here. They're not explicitly saying it, but they are showing some care by actually promoting some changes. There is one change, however, that I'm missing very much. It's the wheel shader changes for the aircraft. Because right now, guns in planes are essentially useless when it comes to HE rounds. I would really like that changed as well, or reverted, or just then doing more damage. But right now, it's an absolute piss take. Other than that, as I was saying, they aren't saying explicitly sorry, but they are showing that they are willing to change. Now it's also up to us to keep it civil. Try to not start yelling, start calling them war crime criminals or whatever you wanna call it. Let's try to keep it civil on both sides. And let's try to actually make this game better so we can all actually enjoy it again. I hope this is a right step or step in the right direction. It probably is. But again, let's try to keep it civil. If they don't uphold their promises, of course, I mean, it starts becoming a little bit of a different story. They can promise a lot of stuff right now, but I'm still skeptical until I actually see what's going on. And also make sure that they don't revert it in 2 months from now. Other than that, thank you all for watching. I hope you actually enjoyed my rambling and my opinion. And you'll see me all again when the patch drops, which I hope is sooner rather than later.